We'll go ahead and get started. This is what's new with Nutanix Enterprise Cloud and Microsoft. I'm a solutions marketing manager for Nutanix. We're going to kind of cover over three main software offerings that we have that tie in really nicely with Azure. But if you want a full breakdown, just kind of a little note, if you want a full breakdown, we had a lot of things happen in this new year, things that I won't be covering over, like microsegmentation with HV, some of the new things that we have coming down the pipe with Hyper-V. We have Calm integration, some new updates and runbooks, and that's our automation piece that ties in. We actually have a demo, a really good demo that Mike McGee will be giving, a 75-minute presentation, which he'll actually walk through on Thursday at, not sure at this, using Azure Cloud, using our new database product Era. That's content data management, just kind of running the full gamut, and it's a heavily demo, whereas this presentation, we're going to be really focused just on three main software offerings that we're really excited about, and that's going to be going over like just a 50,000-foot overview, just a taste. But please come by the booth. We're booth 1300, and we have those demos on site, and you can walk through them. So during this year, Nutanix Enterprise Cloud and Azure, we have three main offerings that tie in very well with those. That's Beam, Frame, and Nutanix IoT platform. We're excited about these because we took the consumer experience that we built into traditional enterprise cloud OS that we brought on premises, and we've tied it in. Like, simplicity is king in the Nutanix world. We want to make sure that as you're clicking through stuff, we're reducing the complexity. We're giving you like the freedom to play. Like, if I threw out buzz terms galore here, like, that's where we live, because we're trying to make it simple. And these offerings tie into that, and we'll walk into what those mean. But all those kind of fit in very good with Azure and with Enterprise Cloud OS, because we're a hybrid cloud offering. A little background about us: we're the industry leader from a Gartner perspective on HCI. It's where we built our name. We built it with VDI, but since then, we've grown over 4,000 employees and over 10,000 customers. And we are like I said, the Gartner leader in hyperconverged infrastructure. But that's just a small part of what we do. And that's kind of stepping into what, like, if we walk into what Beam does. Beam is an offering that we have now. It's a subscription-based offering that is cloud governance for the multi-cloud world, right? So it answers that fundamental question of what's going on in the cloud and how secure is it. Whether that's also including your private cloud, but in this case, we're talking about Microsoft Azure. Like, what are the compute resources that are being used, and versus like, what is your security looking like from a compliance perspective, and how much storage are you actually using out there? Like, what are the applications doing? What are your trends? What's going on? In itself, there's a lot of products that do that, but we also do that across the spectrum. We play very well with Azure, but if you kind of walk down any of the cloud vendors, we do that very well. There was an announcement that came out, I believe, yesterday, that we're also bringing those same kind of cost metrics and predictions that we take, and we're doing it on your on-premises as well, no matter what you use in terms of a hypervisor. We work very well, like I said, with Hyper-V, or if you're using our homegrown HV or using vSphere, it's going to give you those same recommendations. But it kind of lines it up in cost visibility and financial governance, intelligent usage planning, and compliance management. That's all good, but kind of what we do is we make it simple. Kind of going back to that like mantra that I threw, like, keep it simple. We bring everything in a single point of view, pane of glass, point of truth, if you will, right, to show you what your costs are. And kind of, we take that and take those metrics and those analytics that we do, and we overlay it with machine learning and AI, so you can do something with it. So now you have some prediction calculations that we'll jump into. But it's really giving you some visibility in your spend. Because really what happens is you have two use cases that pop up. And from being an IT professional and being in your shoes at one point, what you end up happening is it's very easy. Like, the whole cloud plays its role. You're spinning stuff up, and now all of a sudden, you're not spinning stuff down, right? And you don't know what's being used, what's not, and you just have a large bill at the end of the month, right? Or what happens is an application team has a large bill at the end of the month that you had no visibility on, and now you have applications that you're on the hook for to go manage, and you have a cost center that's coming out of something that you didn't budget, right? And you don't know what the next steps are. So you're digging into that. This gives you visibility into it, but it takes it another step. The other step, too, is what we were touching on, that financial governance, is you're also giving those teams that you're working with accountability. You're putting it in their hands. You can tie the financial policies that you build to a budget, to a team, to a workload, And then you can kind of see like a cost center of what that is. Kind of a showback, if you will, for using a generic term. But you kind of see what a daily spend and what your top cost centers are, and you can tie that, and you can have policies based out of that. So when you have those policies, you have that visibility, and you're keeping people true to what they're using. But kind of going back to where we're putting some action items on that. We're not just showing you what's going on, we're giving you actions to do with it as well. So what we're also doing is when you're putting this data in there, we're making it easily consumable to the end user, so you can actually take some actions on it. So you auto spin up a bunch of VMs to accommodate a workload, and you never turn them down. And before you go turn them down, you want to make sure if they're going to be used. Is it a seasonal workload? What type it is? What type of that workload is it? Is it high compute? Is it high memory? Who's using it and who's it being billing out to? We'll provide you all that data, and then if you create a policy based on that, you can then shut that stuff down at will. So you're saving costs and money, as well as resources. And that's all machine learning that we have. So the other part of that kind of goes, like you're starting to see more and more of it in the news as enterprises are growing up with the cloud and identifying what workloads they're putting out there, especially as one of the things we'll get into later on in the deck, edge computing comes into play. They're leveraging the cloud a lot, right? I mean, they're putting tons of data out there, and are we sure that's secure and compliance? So one of the big things, the second half of this was, first part of this was financial governance and governing who does what, but also the second part of this was security and compliance. So you're able to come in here and enforce policies for HIPAA, for CIS, NIST, SOC 2, ISO, kind of go in there and you can set a policy against that, and once you set that policy, you can see if it actually applies or not. If it doesn't, or if that policy does not get met, you can keep it from even being spun up to begin with, right? So moving on, Frame was a recent acquisition as of I think 6 weeks ago that we have. So some people have some, we worked with them, good company, based out of San Mateo, right down the road from Nutanix. They're kind of different. So we hear about, VDI workloads and what those are, and Nutanix actually built its name on VDI workloads. Truth is now 52% of all our workloads are data center applications, SQL, Oracle, SAP, HANA. Those type of workloads are taking up most of it. But we built our name with VDI, so it's a natural progression of what we're doing. But what makes Frame a little bit different is that it was built from the ground up with cloud in mind, meaning we just didn't repurpose an API, we didn't repurpose like code that was already being used for on-premises virtual desktops or application delivery. We built it with the cloud in mind. And if you think about it, why is that important? So if it's built with the cloud in mind, it's easily accessible from any browser with no performance loss or limited performance loss. We can actually, as long as your cloud provider, let's say Azure, and you're going to put a VDI workload out there, can provide, and you need like GPUs, as long as they provide those GPUs, infrastructure in the cloud, you use that and you leverage that, and then you can spin it out. And so use case number one with this is you have a remote data center and you're doing some sort of CAD drafting. We have workloads in Frame that we're doing CAD drafting and using GPUs on the back end with little low to no latency on what the customer is actually using. We have a very programmable API, and from the ground up, it was easy to use. So that's where it comes in, best-in-class protocol, the H.264. We do very well. In fact, one of the demos that we have, even with this, the show Wi-Fi that we have, it's going back. We even have a test where it's going all the way back to Australia with high latency workloads, and it does very well. It's able to kind of manage that. But the part that kind of interests me quite a bit is not just the virtual desktops, it's the virtual apps. So if you have an application that needs security, as long as they have a browser and you use an SSL to lock that down, you can have an application anywhere and provide that to anyone with good performance in the data center. And then if you need to cut that or take it back for security reasons, you turn it off and they don't have application access to it anymore. The idea is, like, if we're talking about in any region or hybrid cloud that you're running this in Azure, it works in any Azure cloud, with the exception of the China Azure cloud is the only one I think it's not working in. We do work for Windows and Linux right now. Linux was a recent addition as well, so I believe it's Windows apps only, but for desktops, it's Windows and Linux. So this is an example of just a workflow of how easy it is. We work on a model of bring your own apps and licenses, right? So if you bring those apps in, you pick your infrastructure, Microsoft Azure in whatever region you want, and then you pick your authentication. We support AD, ADFS, we support Okta, any type of authentication. And then when you connect, what type of file storage you want in the background. OneDrive is actually in the mix right now, but we have Box, we have Google Drive, Simplicity, all those are Simplicity are out there. Once you do that and you set it up the first time, then it's the ability to scale out from 5 users to 10,000 users is a matter of minutes. That's where the ease of use comes from. Because one of the things that we find out, especially from traditional Nutanix infrastructure, is that it's consumable, right? Like the things that we want from the cloud are that we don't want to buy huge capital purchases. We don't want to overbuy on hardware and just to get the IAPS we need, just to get the performance we need, or we don't know what we need yet. So you're over provisioning, especially when you're talking about a VDI environment. That's a typical case. You set it up and your infrastructure costs explode. This is use what you need, fractional consumption, same thing that traditional Nutanix plays off of. And so it works very well. And then pay for what you use, that's it. So you can scale up, scale down. And you're able to deliver it to any location, any device, very quickly and efficiently. If you guys get a chance and it's something that's interested, Dave Reber is one of our top guys that's from Frame. High security background, in fact 10 years working for a security field. He's one of the main guys from Frame that we have. He's given an excellent demo over there, so go check it out. Last but not least is something that I've been having a lot of interaction with lately is Nutanix IoT platform. IoT has been, it's one of those things that it's hard not to hear it, right? It's become the ubiquitous IT buzz term, right next to cloud anything, right? Or SaaS or infrastructure as a service. It's become a buzz term, but the truth is behind it though, it's more than just a buzz term. They're actually real workloads and use cases that are being built up here. We have self-driving cars up here. We have self-driving cars. We have medical use cases. We have, there's a lot of use cases that are coming out in the enterprise customers and using security feeds, video feeds. Actually video feeds in general, not just for security, but like retail end users trying to determine using data on the back end, determining how many people are in a line, right, so that need help. So if there's too many people to identify each person, then it can send help to them, right? So there's some real use cases behind it. And because of that, there's over 3 billion IoT devices in enterprise today. If you look at it from just a pure data volume, in 2020, you're looking at like 15.3 zettabytes of cloud data compared to 600 zettabytes of IoT data. It's like 40x, I believe is what that is. It's huge. So that's a lot of data that's coming in, and you see the different industries that are using it. And the truth is, enterprises, they may not be calling it IoT today, but they do have projects where they're taking disparate data, bringing it in, they need to do something with it. And what they're doing today is actually, they're taking data ingestion and putting it in the cloud. If you go back to that previous slide real quick, if you're taking all that data and the way you're processing it in the legacy way, what we call legacy way, you drop an IoT gateway of some sort, it sends it back to the cloud. If you go back to here, that's a lot of spend out in your cloud if you're sending, 600 zettabytes. It's great for the cloud providers, and we work very well with them, but where we come in and kind of the difference is we're moving that edge computing. We're kind of getting in the mix in the middle. So instead of sending all that processing all the way out to the cloud, where now you have some latencies, and if you need real-time actions, you don't want that delay. Perfect use case of where that happens today and it doesn't work out too well. Oil platforms, right? Some that might need some intelligence on the back end to open up a valve or close a valve. You have very limited capacity out in those rigs to send that data back. And if it's sitting out in the cloud and being churned through and processed and then sends back, well, then you have a loss. You have a loss of workload, loss of money, potential dangers there. Same thing's true of what we're starting to see a lot of in the news is these automated retail centers where you're coming in and you're checking out with no help from anybody and it scans everything through. Well, those are all kind of IoT, kind of data coming back and charging you as you walk through the doors and doing that type of work. Well, you can't have that going back up in the cloud and processing and then wait for it to come back because by that point, it doesn't make any sense, right? You should just have a person scan you at that point. That's where we kind of come. We take that processing that would happen in the cloud, we insert ourselves in the edge right there, and we're able to process that data so you have some real-time workloads that are working with that. We still leverage the cloud though, so if there's data modeling on the back end, some long-term processing on the back end, that's still being used. But for instant decision making, especially with AI and machine learning that needs to happen. That's our use case. We're kind of popping ourselves in right there. And we're starting to see that. There's a lot of ask for it right now. So it's just disparate data, how does it process that? And that's been some of the explosion that we saw in seeing that, the 40x increase of data usage is because now you have the tools in the back end with machine learning and AI to process that data and filter it. Sometimes it's simple, I say simple, but it's an act of just filtering what is there and what's necessary and what's dirty data and clean data. Other times it's trying to do stuff like facial recognition data and kind of break out what's a person, what's a shadow, what's an animal, right? So it's doing that type of workload right at the edge. So, and again, this makes it simple in what we do. We're taking IoT infrastructure, make it seamless and invisible. So if you follow Nutanix, we say that a lot. And what we mean by that, you shouldn't have to worry about your infrastructure. You should worry about your workload. You should be able to focus on the projects and your tasks at hand, not really care what's underneath. You should have scalability at the drop of a dime. So if you only need 3 nodes, 1 cluster, you load it up. If you only need 1 edge device, that's all you need, but you have the same performance. If you scale out to 100, you should still have the same performance. You should have linear progression of your performance. That's how we look at it, and that's how we built this. Enable rapid development of intelligent IoT apps. What we also want to do is build an ecosystem. What we are doing is we're building an ecosystem to empower the developer, right? To kind of process that data, to be able to do that edge computing and work through it. So we're making it very simple. And then integrating it, because like I said, we're not getting rid of the cloud aspect. We're just determining in terms of latency and applications that need quick results and real-time results, have that happen at the edge, and then do that data modeling in the back end, right? Like it's a specific workloads and what's going on and what's going where. And we actually tie that in very well. So this is an example. I encourage you to kind of come through. One of the demos that we have at our booth is actually kind of show how easy it is, where it's a drop down, it's a retail store demo, it's a live demo, so you can actually choose like what is the data source coming in? Is it a camera? Is it temperature sensors? You have a list, so it's simple drag and drop. Where do you want to send it? What type of data do you want? Is it blob data? And where are you going to put it? Which cloud do you want to put it in? And then it's real easy to put in Azure, or if you want to keep it on premise and keep that data where it is. So again, we're making with that simplicity that we did with hyper-converged infrastructure, we're applying that same thing in edge computing and making it fast and efficient. And again, where these big projects take time to spin up and resources money, you use what you need at that point and then scale out as you need it, and it makes it very simple. Again, if you guys have any questions, those were the 3 products that tie very well with Azure. Like I said, one of the ones that I didn't talk about, actually 2 that I didn't talk about, was our Era product, which is ties in, it's focused on the database admin, and it focuses on lifecycle management of databases and management of databases in general, and tying that into specifically what we have as an early adoption phase is SQL right now, specifically, and then how that ties up with Azure. Believe Mike McGee's going to be demoing that as well as like tying our automation and Calm with an Azure workload and spinning it down, and setting up that automation. Mike McGee will be presenting that in his 75-minute presentation, but we also have that demo to give at our booth, so feel free to come by, or when I'm kind of closing up, if you have any questions, come by and ask him at will. Thank you.